We need to get Pokemon Scarlet and Violet her flowers. Like, now. Today we're going to be talking about one of my personal favorite characters in Scarlet and Violet, Saguaro. Saguaro is one of the more interesting divas in Scarlet and Violet in my opinion. I feel like there's a very interesting conversation to be had about Saguaro defying gender norms in our society, as well as his character arc being a queer allegory of coming out and living as your authentic self. I touched on this subject briefly in my Would You Date This Pokemon DILF YouTube video, which I highly encourage you to check it out if you enjoy these types of discussions. Maybe even consider subscribing. Come on. You know you want to. So I'm going to take this time today to break down his serve for you because I feel like it's kind of lost on some people. Like, I know Scarlet and Violet was rigged through the coals when she made her debut, but this is Saguaro. I mean, do you see the muscles on this man? Oh, honey.
Oh, what you said? Queen.
So what's the deal with this big, burly, muscular gay man? Well, Saguaro is the home economics teacher in the academy with a fondness for sweet flavors. The smart sweets, specifically. Anyways, it's here that we really get to see the inner turmoil that Saguaro faces, because all the students perceive him to be a rough and tough masculine man, someone who exudes brooding strength, someone who enjoys spicy flavors. He goes so far as to almost cause himself pain by ordering the 5-alarm sandwich, that spicy sandwich, just to maintain that masculine image that people have of him. He hides his true self in order to keep a certain image to not face any type of discrimination. One could say that this is a metaphorical closet that he keeps himself in. The next time you meet Saguaro, he asks you to find the sweet herba mystica because it's an ambrosio sweetness. Whatever that means. Anyways, he can't look for the herb himself because he fears that being seen would out his true personality, and also because it was really rare. But in the climax of his character arc, he gets caught by students eating a sweet sandwich and reassures him that it's cool to like sweets despite his appearance. And he comes to terms with the fact that he doesn't need to keep this masculine facade because people will still like him for who he is. This is the point where he really starts to live unapologetically as his true self, and I think that's just really beautiful. And he gives us a Slowpoke cup. A Slowpoke cup. Great. I also want to touch on his battle quotes because I feel like they really highlight just how confident and much more girly pop he becomes afterwards. Quotes like, "These muscles of mine will see me through," and "We won't lose this battle, and we won't lose in loveliness either," and "Let us do this adorably." Oh, this is a class 8 diva that we're talking about here. This quote right here is my favorite. "How about an enchanting kiss to drain your Pokemon's life force away?" Are you gonna give me an enchanting kiss? Cause like... To get a better sense of Saguaro's character, I feel like we need to talk about the clothes that he wears, his name, as well as his Pokemon team, because I feel like there's a really interesting conversation going on there. So Saguaro is named after the saguaro cactus. They're native to the Sonoran Desert in Arizona, and it's dubbed the icon of the Southwest. So whenever you're thinking of a cactus, chances are you're thinking of the saguaro cactus. And like, I don't know, Saguaro's kind of a diva for that. Like, also, I don't know how to seamlessly include this information, but saguaro cacti can grow 40 to 60 feet tall. Do you know who else is 40 to 60 feet tall? Saguaro. Let's start with the outfit, cause honey, he is giving runway model. Saguaro is giving chic, he's giving fashion, he's giving eleganza. He's definitely a Virgo sun, okay? You can see that he wears this pink dress shirt, this purple apron with floral patterns, and the ever so iconic Miss Jigglypuff sewn on. The fashion style I can find that closely resembles Saguaro's outfit is the Japanese fashion style of genderless kei. It's basically a Japanese fashion style all about androgyny, influenced by general trends in Asian fashion towards pretty clothing for all genders, with the style also being a pushback on conservative cultural beliefs about gender roles and sexuality. I have always said that you can tell a lot about a person depending on the kind of Pokemon that they have on their team, and Saguaro's team is giving girly pop. Pachirisu, I've always been a fan of Pachirisu. I feel like everyone woke up to her serve because of that video game championship that happened, and rightfully so. Frostless, I know that if a Frostless is ever on my screen, we need to stop and listen. Udra, now she's someone that I see resonating with a bunch of girly pops. Her and Dragonite, honestly. Alomomola, I mean, she's a heart-shaped pink fish. Like, Hatterene, oh, I know the girls know about Hatterene. She's so graceful, she's so elegant, she's so high fashion. Vespiquen is literally the queen bee. I mean, what else is there to talk about there? Alcremie, I mean, look at her. He's very much into sweets. He's very much into the cutesy factor of it. Side note, is it controversial to say that I don't like Alcremie's shiny form? Moving on. And so a lot of this information and girly pop analysis that I provided to you, you might be asking yourself, okay, but why does this matter? One, because this is my channel and I can do whatever the phalanx I want. Two, because I feel like Saguaro's character arc and representation is something that queer people like myself can relate to. To me, Saguaro represents that mask, that facade that many of us queer folk had to put up in order to avoid being judged or targeted. With a character like Saguaro, someone who looks traditionally masculine, someone who has a machismo vibe to him, you would think that by how rough and tough and burly he looks, he would have fighting type Pokemon or rock type Pokemon. You know, Pokemon types that are predisposed to be masculine coded, but instead his Pokemon team is feminine coded, graceful, and dare I say, girly pop. There's a quote of his that really stuck out to me. I have spent my entire life trying to maintain the image that others have of me. I have personally known many queer and older gay men who don't get to live as their authentic selves until later in life. We see ourselves, our struggles, and our queer joy in Saguaro. Everything about him, how he subverts these societal expectations, how he realized that and gets to live as his true authentic self is really powerful. And he shows us that it's never too late to take off that mask and start living as yourself. Plus, he has a Flabébé flower case, so that automatically makes him a diva. And with that, I hope I was able to kind of contextualize some of Saguaro's serve for you. Like I said, Saguaro is such an interesting character because of the amount of symbolism that he brings into this conversation. You can argue that I'm grasping at straws or that I'm reaching, and that's fine. You know, there are many different ways to interpret his character arc, but you cannot deny that there's a connection there. With Generation 10 getting ready to make her debut, I hope we get the same level of nuance in future characters. So if you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. I hope whatever you're doing goes by super well. If you are just going to bed, good night. If you just sneeze, bless you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!